Welcome to another breaking news edition of Believers Talk with Joe and Steve. We are your hosts. I'm Joe.
I'm Steve.
And we are just bringing you more breaking news I would love to say every day, but it doesn't even seem like it's every day. It seems like every hour there's something new, but we're happy to bring it to you. So if you like the continuing Bills content, we'll not just give you the big signings. We're going to give you every signing right here. So if you're liking the Bills content, be sure to subscribe. If you've seen any of our previous videos, you know we do other NFL content as well. So subscribe to this channel, like or dislike this video, and when we're done here, we'll get your opinion on AJ McCarron as well. But that's where we start off. I don't know if you want to start us off here.
Yeah, the Bills get a quarterback.
Yep.
Veteran quarterback, 4-year pro, 2-year, $10 million contract.
Yep.
And he can earn an extra $6.5 million with playing time incentives. So nice contract for a backup quarterback.
Absolutely.
Gives him some incentive if he can beat out the rookie that we're going to draft, because we believe we're drafting a rookie regardless. And I think everybody else believes that too. And basically knows that. And this contract really doesn't do anything to justify it one way or the other. It kind of shows he's going to be our backup quarterback. He'll have a chance to start.
Yep, he will.
But
But like with what you were saying with the extra $6.5 million as incentives for starting bonuses, if you're given a $6.5 million starting incentive, like that obviously means you're going to be a backup to me. Like I said, you're going to be a backup, but if you start, here's a little extra money thrown your way. So yeah, to think at the beginning of next year, we'll have a QB competition. We'll have AJ McCarron, who we just signed, and Nathan Peterman, and then probably
the
rookie that we believe we'll get as well. So
the $6.5 million is probably broken up. If it's over 2 years, think about it, 32 games. So you divide $6.25 million divided by 32, whatever that comes out to. It's probably what it's going to equal
something
to.
Like that, how much per game?
Per game bonus. That's what I'm thinking that's going to turn out to be.
Sure.
This isn't a signing that anybody should be overly excited about.
No.
Or very down on. Out of all the quarterbacks that are out there, and I tied the Bills to Matt Moore, Chad Henne, Derek Anderson. I even threw out McCown, who re-signed with the Jets. This is the guy who has the most upside out of all of these.
Absolutely.
So
all these guys,
we don't know much about him. He started 4 career games. He's 2-2 as a starter. That includes a playoff loss in 2015 against Pittsburgh. So there's not much out there about him. He has played in 11 games. He started 3 regular season games. He completed 86 passes of 133 attempts, about 65% completion, 920 yards passing, about 7 yards per attempt, and he has 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
So
not spectacular. He's averaging in his games he started right around 200 yards passing. As far as Tyrod Taylor, we were hoping 180 yards. Everybody would always say we want him to get to 180 yards. I didn't. I want him to be close to 300. I feel like you need to throw for 300 yards.
Absolutely, I feel like there should be a minimum of like 250, right? 250 yards with the mobility. Okay, we can do with that. But when you're talking about, I mean, there were 2-3 games this year where Tyrod didn't even throw for 100 yards.
There was times where in the second half he didn't even throw for 45 yards. So you got to have some kind of balance.
Exactly. And AJ McCarron might not be the most mobile quarterback in the world. You know, you think about his time back in Alabama, he wasn't mobile there. He was more of and I know quarterbacks hate these words, but game manager, right? That's what he did. But you know what? Alex Smith has made a lot of money being a game manager. So that's not a terrible thing necessarily. But so the Bills signed AJ McCarron, 2 years, $10 million. We don't know how much of that is guaranteed yet or anything like that. But with the 6.5 incentive, so he will be our quarterback, one of our quarterbacks at least for next season. And I just like the idea of getting stability at the quarterback position. No offense to this isn't even against Tyrod necessarily, but for the past 2-3 years now, it's been make it or break it year for Tyrod. You know, every year. And so just to me, that's unfair to Tyrod. That's unfair to the Bills organization. And to us as fans, we want to solidify the most important position of the sport is that quarterback position. We want to solidify that. And I think this does help us do that. We know who our backup is, and AJ McCarron will know he's a backup, and then hopefully we'll get our guy in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to draft a guy, and they're going to battle, and whoever wins, you know, they win. If AJ McCarron does play a few games at the beginning of the year, okay. Yeah. I mean, I want to see a rookie come in because we don't have the established quarterback, so I'd like to see a rookie start right away.
Right,
but,
exactly.
You know, McCarron, there's upside. So is there a little bit of hope that with him? And, you know, who's not to say he doesn't go out and tear it up the first year, throw for 4,000 yards, you know, 30 touchdowns, whatever, and maybe we use him as trade bait the following year. You know, you never know. We could see something great out of him and not so much. It's not going to hurt us one way or the other.
Right, yeah, this deal isn't something that's going to hurt us. We were talking off camera a little bit about if we sign him, when we signed him, you know, north of $5 million would be a little bit much.
Yeah.
But, so we're right at that number, $5 million. And something to remember with AJ McCarron, his 4 games he was a starter, he got thrown in there when Dalton got hurt, you know, so he wasn't used to the starters because he spent most of his time working with the backups. But not only that, his 2 losses are against a Denver team whose defense was just insane in 2015, right? That was, if it wasn't their Super Bowl winning year, it was the year before that where they were just building that defense, and they had Peyton Manning, of course. So, and the Steelers in the playoffs, and the Steelers are always tough. It was in Pittsburgh, if I recall correctly, right? And so, you know, those are just 2 really tough games to play against, and to expect to win those games is insane. But if you look at the numbers, I mean, you can go through the numbers in the loss to Pittsburgh if you want the wild card game.
Yeah, I was going to start with Denver, but we'll go to Pittsburgh. They he went 23 of 41, so that's 56%. 212 yards, a touchdown and a pick. So I mean, not much there. He did have 3 fumbles that game and lost 1.
Okay.
So, but at that time, Pittsburgh had a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
James Harrison was more
you
know, he was a little younger.
Absolutely.
Getting on the edge a little bit. I mean, he's still playing pretty good. And
it
looks like New England's trying to bring him back, but you know, at that time they had a better defense than what they have now.
Right.
The other game that he lost was against Denver, and he was 22 of 35 for about 63%, 200 yards. He had a touchdown, and I believe he got sacked twice that game.
Okay.
So
nothing to go off of, really.
But those were the 2 best defense he played at that time.
Yeah, and I do see in the Denver game he had a fumble lost as well. So maybe a little bit of a fumbling issue going on there. But you never know. It could just be, I don't know if it was bad snaps, maybe something at the center where you know you're not ready for that. Or, you know, you get hit from James Harrison or you get hit from Von Miller. I'd fumble the ball. So,
strip sack on the backside if somebody misses their block. You know?
Exactly. So yeah, it's nothing to be excited about, and as I said at the beginning, that doesn't mean we won't bring it to you. We'll bring it to you anyway. Like, we'll talk about it. So
it's exciting because now we kind of know who that extra quarterback's going to be. Before it was kind of a waiting game, and I do like what the Bills did here. We didn't go out and overexpend on a backup quarterback. Because, you know, I thought maybe we get Bradford, or McCown. And when I saw what they went for, McCown went for $10 million. I didn't expect that, and I didn't expect Bradford to get $20 million.
Right.
So, to me, I'm glad they didn't go do that.
That's insane.
This $5 million here, a little more than what I thought it would cost them. I thought it was the $3 to $4 million range, but I'm not going to hate this because obviously you need a quarterback. So, and if he turns out to be our starter, then we got a heck of a bargain.
It's a cheap starting quarterback if that's what it turns out to be. And overall, you look at the money spent at the quarterback position, we're probably on the lower end of the league average by far, even with this. So, and you know, we were paying Tyrod $18 million for 1 season if we kept him. So here we are, we're going to pay at max $16.5 million for 2 seasons. So, but now it looks like $5 million. But
and I look at it this way: who would you rather have? Tyrod Taylor, AJ McCarron, and your 3rd round pick. Right. So I look at it that way, and you know, McCarron, he's a kind of a feel good story too.
Yeah.
When he was 5 years old, he was in a jet ski accident and almost passed away. A lot of the pictures you might not see it now. He has a huge scar on his head, with his hair growing out. You know, you don't see it as much. Right. But it's a kind of a cool story.
Right. Absolutely.
Came back and. He led Alabama to 2 national championships back to back.
Mm-hmm.
He played good there. He averaged around 3,000 yards passing a season there.
Okay.
So he can throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to bring another dynamic to the offense, because if he does start, I feel like the ball is going to come out on time. He's going to have anticipation, a little better accuracy. You won't see the runaround and escapability that Tyrod had, which, you know, you're not going to see that in every player. Tyrod was a special talent in that way.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, you know, but I feel we're going to have some more passing yards.
Sure.
And, you know, I also feel we're going to have more picks. So just bear with us. There are
going to be turnovers.
Especially even if we have a quarterback, or a rookie quarterback that comes in. He's going to throw more picks than Tyrod.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But we might have less 3 and outs.
That's another thing.
We might have less 3 and outs that way, or something of that nature. Or, I don't know. Tyrod, everyone looks at the turnovers, and we talked before in a previous video. That's not the only thing to consider.
Yep.
How many bad passes on 3rd down did he throw that would have been a first down?
And you're off the field.
Right. How many game-changing sacks did he have that he took a sack that you just can't take, something to change the momentum of the game?
Yep. And to your point earlier about the 3 and outs, you know, it's one thing if your defense stops them, and they punt the ball, and you're getting it at the 20-yard line, and then you get a 3 and out. Well, now they're getting the ball right around their, 35
exactly.
40 maybe, depending on a return or something like that. So you're flipping field position. If you keep getting those 3 and outs, you're just going to keep backing yourself up, even if you stop them on defense.
Right.
The Jacksonville game is a good game to look at in the playoffs. We gave up 1 drive.
Yeah.
1 drive on defense.
And that was
it. And we lost that game.
Yeah,
so that's what goes to show you of how important field position is, and a quarterback that can move the ball down the field, because if you give up 10 points, that's not very good. And going into the half, we had that game under control. It was 3-0.
Yeah.
And we had I can't remember if it was a pick. I believe it was a pick. And, our defense stopped them. They could have got a touchdown. Our defense stopped them and held them to 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, and the other good news about this AJ McCarron thing is we weren't the only team interested from what I hear. I don't know if you heard more about that.
New England was a possibility for him. They are supposed to be offering him a contract. I don't know if they did do that or not, but it looks like he picked us over New England. And to his advantage, what would you rather do? Go sit behind Tom Brady, or while you're young enough and take a 2-year deal with Buffalo?
Possibly.
Try to get the starting job, bet on yourself, and then maybe get a big payday instead of sitting on the bench and
just looking at Tom Brady, watching Tom Brady do Tom Brady.
The other thing, the other thing too is Trent Murphy. We signed him today. He's going to be our defensive end. Also heard he turned down New England to come to Buffalo. Things might be changing.
It's always nice to beat out New England every once in a while. So the atmosphere might be changing around Buffalo. We might have something exciting. Yeah,
some of that might have been due to money too.
Right.
I don't want to discount that.
Right.
But hey, people are buying into what's happening here. What McDermott and Bean are doing.
That's right.
Vontae Davis said when he visited, he really liked Bean. He liked the atmosphere. He liked the culture here. So things are turning around. We're going in the right direction, and we might just be pretty darn good here the next few years.
That's right. As of right now, I can tell you that I'm buying in too.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it.
I think we have a bright future ahead of us, and it always hasn't been that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in a long time we could say we have a bright future ahead of us. So we're looking forward to it. Didn't know if there was anything else you wanted to add.
I think that's about
it. Again, if you want continuing content, Buffalo Bills related, again, we'll bring you everything, every signing, every release, every game, everything. We'll have it here. So if you like that content, please subscribe, leave us a comment, like or dislike this video. But until next time,
go Bills.
Go Bills.